Last episode, we used the incredible Lexus RCF on Mulholland Scenic Parkway to show you that you can enjoy your sports car on the open road while you wait for a track day. So if Lexus could make this awesome sports coupe for anywhere on the pavement, what about off pavement?
Meet the 2016 Toyota Tacoma 4x4 off-road package. This truck is powered by a 278 horsepower V6 coupled to a 6-speed automatic transmission. What makes this package ideal for off-roading are not only the standard goodies we've known TRD to give us, such as meaty tires and a higher ride height, but the addition of impressive features such as a locking rear differential, adjustable multi-terrain crawl control, and hill start assist.
So I know what you gotta be thinking. You guys are sports car guys, right? Well, believe it or not, most car guys actually own trucks. Whether it's to either haul their cars to the tracks or pick up car parts when they break them. So in continuing with our series, Get Out and Drive, why not take out your truck as well?
Keeping it local to Southern California, we've chosen Big Bear, which is nestled in the San Bernardino Mountains. These trails can be tough for a rookie, so I reached out to Don Alexander, a four-wheeling master and one of our instructors we use for our off-road programs.
So we're out here really to find out what the capabilities of the Tacoma are. Toyota has a reputation of building some great off-road vehicles, and what's interesting is I would have to believe that this Tacoma would be able to handle at least 90% of our roads and trails in California. As you can see, this road is pretty easy. You just have to pay attention, maybe more so than you would on the highway, just because you have a lot of bumps and ruts. There are places where you get a lot more bumps and ruts, and that requires a little more finesse. Without that, it's easy to get hung up and stuck. And that's one of the things that we always try to avoid doing. So,
before we could go any further, we needed to prepare the truck to tackle the rough roads ahead. Thankfully, this Tacoma came well equipped, which led to only having to adjust air pressure, and I'll let Don explain why.
There's 4 reasons we air tires down. The most important is it improves traction. As you take air out of the tire, the sidewall actually gets shorter, closer to the ground, and that spreads the contact patch out, which increases traction. The second reason, it reduces the possibility of a puncture by making the tire more flexible, more compliant. So there's less chance of rocks puncturing the tire either in the tread or the sidewall. The third reason is it improves ride quality. The tire is a spring, and by reducing the pressure, the spring rate is lower, and that makes the ride better. And the fourth reason, it actually does less damage to the road surface, so it reduces erosion. We always tell people the first thing you want to do is look for ground clearance. And the way you do that, it's a natural tendency to try to straddle obstacles like rocks in the road. What you want to do is practice putting tires on top of rocks. And then when it comes to ruts, that's the second thing. Ruts or humps, you want to cross them one tire at a time. You're looking for ground clearance, especially over bigger rocks and over humps and bumps, and you're looking for maximum traction. The differential locking literally locks the left and right side tires or wheels together on one axle. Dramatically improves traction.
So I think we've got 2 different angles and perspectives here. We've got you, Don, that you've been doing this for quite some time and you teach us on an almost daily basis. And then we've got myself with a much different skill set, mainly on pavement. And my first impression as, a very green guy off-roading here is that I feel actually pretty confident driving this. I was a little nervous coming up here. I feel a little bit more confident. And usually when I get in a truck, especially something that when I hear the words off-road, I think lifted a little higher. but I don't feel nervous about it. I feel like we're nice and planted. I don't feel like we've got a ton of body roll going on here. You know, I mean, how different are we in the discipline we do here versus what we do on the track?
Similarities are 90%. The differences are 10%. The surface and the traction are the two big differences. What you do with your visual field, where you have your eyes, all the input that you're taking in, it's just as important off-road as it is on the racetrack. The feel for the car, especially in low traction situations, or steep climbs or crawling over rocks, critical. Vehicle placement, where you're putting the tires, makes a big difference. If you're crawling up a rock and you end up getting 6 inches to the left or right of where you should be, the tire can slide down off of that rock and all of a sudden you're hung up on a big rock. So all of those things come into play. It's a matter of judgment, paying attention, and really focusing your attention in the right places at the right time, just like it is in the track.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that video as much as we did driving it. Click the like button if you loved it. And if you want more awesome content, click the subscribe button. We really want to thank Don Alexander at Backcountry 4x4 for showing us the ropes and all these awesome trails out here in Big Bear. If you'd like more information on Backcountry 4x4 and this bad boy, click on the description below.